these are some solutions for the homework review. So the review homework. So question number 1, part 2 says v of x is 4x e to the negative 2x squared, and it asks for the distance traveled from 0 to 2 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're going to integrate this. So this is our change in d. It's going to be from 0 to 2. And we're going to integrate the velocity. Okay, so we're going to have to use, this is not a standard integral, so we're going to need to use a substitution. And we'll use the substitution u equals negative 2x squared. So du is equal to negative 4x dx. Okay. So there's our there's our 4x dx, and so we can then replace this with negative x equals 0 to x equals 2 of e to the u du. Okay, so I'm going to use a negative du to get rid of the 4x dx, and so we end up with e to the negative e to the u from x equals 0 to x equals 2. Okay, so then we plug in our values for x. Okay, so if we replace this with x, so negative 2x squared. Okay, and then this is from 0 to 2. Plugging in, we're going to end up with negative, we'll take the negative out. It's going to be e to the negative 8. So 1 over e to the 8 minus 1 over, well, this is going to be e to the 0, so this is going to be 1. Okay, so minus 1. So we end up with the area is going to be, or the displacement is going to be 1 minus 1 over e to the 8. Okay, and you can work out that decimal value. For the acceleration is going to be the derivative of the velocity. So it's going to be v prime of x. So we're going to end up with, use the product rule. So it's going to be 1 e to the negative 2x squared plus x e to the negative 2x squared times the chain rule. So negative 4x ends up being our chain rule here. Okay, so I'll put that in square brackets. Sorry, not the chain rule, but our product rule. Okay, so there is our expression. We can maybe simplify this a little bit. So we're going to end up with factoring the e to the 2 negative 2x squared. So e to the negative 2x squared, factor that out. So we're left with 1 minus 4x squared as acceleration expression. So solving for the d value, we want to solve for the d value. We're going to end up doing using the antiderivative. Okay, so our antiderivative we'll just use as that one up here. So we know that d to the x is equal to negative e to the negative 2x squared plus c. We need to solve for c. Okay, we're going to use that initial condition to solve for c. So we're going to say that negative e to the negative 2 to the 0 plus c is equal to 0. Okay, so that we end up with, in this case, negative 1 plus c equals 0, c equals 1. Our d to the x function, this becomes d to the x equals negative e to the negative 2x squared plus 1. So there's our d to the x function. Okay,